this happens, the US economy is finished. Not in 10 years, not in 5. Instantly, there is one event, one pressure point that would collapse everything: the dollar, the banks, the job market, and every household in America, starting with yours. And the terrifying part? The signs show it has already begun. In the next few minutes, you'll see the exact trigger that could end the American economy overnight, and why nobody, not the government, not Wall Street, not even the Federal Reserve, is prepared for what comes next. For years, economists warned us, the American economy is not weakening. It's splitting. A two-tier system, the top rising higher than ever, while the bottom 90% sinks deeper each year. But every collapse in history has a pattern. It starts quietly, with the illusion of strength. Stocks rising, profits hitting records, politicians insisting everything is fine. And then, beneath the surface, cracks begin to appear. When a country introduces 50-year mortgages, it's not innovation, it's desperation. When housing becomes mathematically impossible, the economy enters a stage economists call systemic immobility. You can't move, can't downsize, can't buy, can't stay. And when a workforce can't move, an economy can't grow. But housing was just the first domino. The second one hits everyone, even the wealthy. This is the part no politician ever says out loud. Americans are no longer paid enough to participate in their own economy. You can be fully employed and still collapsing financially. That's the new American reality. But the collapse becomes unavoidable when debt becomes the only way to survive. Buy now, pay later wasn't designed for groceries, yet millions use it just to eat. When households depend on future income to survive the present, collapse is guaranteed. Because all it takes is one shock, one job loss, one medical bill, one rent spike, to trigger national default from the bottom up. And that shock is already happening in multiple states simultaneously. Colorado, tech layoffs and inflated housing, 40% above normal. Florida, an insurance meltdown and exploding foreclosures. California, record deficits, population loss, and incomes that can't match the cost of living. Illinois and New Jersey, mathematically insolvent, with bankruptcy a matter of time. These collapses aren't regional. They are the blueprint of what happens to the entire country, unless one event is avoided. Because if this one thing happens, the US economy ends overnight. Every empire falls the same way. Confidence collapses first. And for the United States, confidence is the dollar. If the world stops trusting the dollar, the US economy dies instantly. Prices explode. Imports stop. Banks freeze. The government can't pay its bills. And America experiences the fastest economic collapse in modern history. But the worst part? Signs show this process has already started. So how would a collapse unfold? Day 1, the market falls 20%. Banks limit withdrawals. People rush to secure cash and supplies. Day 2 and 3, supply chains break. Initial hyperinflation begins. Layoffs spread across the country. Day 4 through 7, markets remain closed. Violence rises. The government enforces emergency measures. Confidence in the dollar evaporates worldwide. Modern economies don't collapse with bombs. They collapse with math and a loss of trust. The real collapse isn't financial. It's psychological. It happens when a nation stops believing that tomorrow will be better than today. And millions of Americans have already crossed that line. If the United States wants to avoid the one event that could end its economy overnight, it must rebuild something far more fragile than money: trust. Because once trust collapses, everything else follows.